Hello and welcome to A Genteel Black Hole, the home of my bookish rambles. My name's Ali, and it's time to meet the new me, same as the old me. This is the New Year, New Me tag. It was created by Kevin Toll Reads, and I was tagged by Kelly from Books I'm Not Reading. So thank you to Kevin for creating the tag and to Kelly for tagging me. I don't have a script for this one, so if there's more umming and ahhing than usual, then, Panda Companion. Anyway, I'd better get on with doing this tag because it's nearly the end of January already, so the whole New Year theme is starting to get get a little stale. So let's see how it goes, shall we? Question one is fears. What is one book from your 2025 reading goals that scares you? I would say I think the main one that scares me, to the extent that I'm honestly not committing to actually reading it this year, but it is on the list of things I would like to try, is Moby Dick. I I'm very intrigued by this book, but I also feel like I might struggle with it. I I understand that it's almost half a novel and half a kind of almost a Wikipedia deep dive, no pun intended, into whaling, and whale facts and all of that stuff. But by this point, quite outdated because it's when was it published? You know, about 150 years ago. Um, but yeah, I think that the fact that there are so many diversions, I might struggle with it. But I'm hoping that maybe if I read it in smaller chunks, um, and make sure that I'm only picking it up like when I'm definitely in the mood to try it, I might stand a chance of finishing it, but I'm not sure yet. Question two is patience. What is the one book on your 2025 reading goals that you want to start immediately? Well, I suppose the only answer I can really give is the one that I did actually start immediately, because I received a copy of Far From the Madding Crowd for Christmas, and I started reading it on Boxing Day. And at time of recording this video, I am almost finished with it. It's quite a long book. It's deceptively long, being it's only 350 pages, but tiny type, very dense text. It's it's quite a slow read, and made even slower by the fact that I have kind of read a couple of other books alongside it as kind of respite, I suppose, from it, because it's also yeah, quite a miserable book, I have to say. Um, so yeah, I suppose that is the one I started immediately. So that can be my only answer. Question three is growth. What book last year pushed you to reflect and or grow as a reader? I think the book that I've been reflecting on most is The Seagull by Anton Chekhov. When I first finished reading it in December, I wasn't sure I liked it that much, but my thoughts keep straying back to it, and I continue to be intrigued by it. I think the fact that it is quite an ambiguous and inconclusive book, or play, does kind of keep me returning to it in my thoughts. And the fact that there are so many different translations of it makes me intrigued to try some other ones sometime and see what they're like. I think Tom Stoppard wrote a translation of it, which could be interesting to read, since I've enjoyed his play Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are Dead. But yeah, I wasn't expecting to love it, and at first I didn't think I did, but the more I ruminate on it, the more I find it stays with me. So yeah, I think that's a good answer. Question 4 is new paths. What is one author you plan to try for the first time in 2025? I think one author I do plan to try for the first time is Leo Tolstoy. I have a kind of a short list of long books. There you go. That I want to try. The way that I'm reading has sort of shifted over the past couple of months, and I've started kind of having multiple books on the go at once, so that I can kind of read a heavy and challenging book, and then if I feel like my brain is getting battered, I can put that down and pick up something a bit easier, like a bit of Pratchett or Christie or something kind of just less dense, less challenging, more fun. So I think Anna Karenina by Tolstoy is one that I would really like to try with that method. I gather that's quite a long book, so it may be one that kind of takes me, like, I don't know, 2-3 months, something like that, to finish it. But yeah, I'm interested in trying that, and I think with any luck, having kind of having had my first taste of Russian classics with Chekhov, and got the idea into my head of their naming conventions, which was quite confusing to me at first. I am hoping that that something like Anna Karenina might be approachable now, but we will find out. Question 5 is self-care. What is one book and or series you revisit for comfort? Well, I suppose I could easily say Terry Pratchett's Discworld series, but what I'm actually going to say is Douglas Adams, but surprisingly not The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, and its sequel, The Long Dark Tea Time of the Soul. Those two books have been favourites of mine for a long time, and I think, especially the first one, I think that might be the book that I have reread the most out of anything in my life. I just find it incredibly, yes, comforting is a word. I get so much joy out of it, so much pleasure. It's really fun, but also the plot is so complex that it always delights me to kind of pick up new little bits and pieces. I think it's much better structured than any of his Hitchhiker's books, because I think he put that little bit more effort into it, and he was working from a bit more experience than he was when he first started Hitchhikers. And also, I mean, Hitchhikers was written originally in serialized form as radio scripts, which he delivered at sometimes the last second, week by week. So So yeah, I think Dirk Gently is slightly more, slightly more finessed, slightly better structured version of Douglas Adams, and also, of course, being kind of detective stories, that also appeals to me, and especially detective stories that take some elements of unfinished, unused Doctor Who scripts that he wrote. So there are elements that are kind of TARDIS-ish, but not, and the kind of the delightful way that he subverts the classic Sherlock Holmes quote of when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Dirk Gently, however, does not eliminate the impossible. So all of the solutions are either sci-fi or supernatural type things, which yeah, it takes the Sherlock Holmes credo and just turns it on its head. Yeah, I find both those books an utter delight, and I always enjoy revisiting them. There are books that I think are much better overall, but there's something about them that just more than anything in my collection gives me a warm and safe feeling every time I revisit them. Question 6 is, forging ahead, what is your favourite debut book or first book in a series you read last year? For that, I would have to say A Morbid Taste for Bones by Ellis Peters, which is not her debut book, I think, but it's the first book in the Brother Cadfael Chronicles. And seeing as I ended up reading 7 Cadfael books last year, more than any other series apart from Discworld, I have to say that, really, don't I? Yeah. Question 7 is goals. Do you have a specific reading goal or challenge for the year ahead? And I think, for one thing, I am trying essentially to not have a challenge. I specifically decided not to do a Goodreads goal this year. I don't have a specific number of books that I feel like I need to read by the end of the year. In fact, I want to remove that goal because my aim overall is to challenge myself with longer and more involved, hopefully more rewarding books, without worrying about the overall number of books by the end of the year. I will still be kind of refreshing my brain with less challenging, more kind of page turnery type books. But yes, I think my goal, my aim this year is to let myself read slower and try and read some more long books. Question 8 is a bonus question, and it's breaking walls. Do you have a non-book related goal for 2025 you wish to share? I think that my non-musical goal this year, aside from any YouTube stuff, is I would like to try and make some music again. Even if I only finish one song, it's something that I haven't done since 2022, and it's something that I do really miss. It is more physically demanding than making these videos, but I'm hoping that as my health kind of gradually improves, I might be in the space where I can actually play some guitar again and make some music, even if it's just for myself and I don't actually release any of it. But yeah, that's, I think, my main non-book related goal is yeah, to make some music. And the final question is teamwork. Tag others. Well, it's kind of getting to the point in the year when this tag maybe feels a little bit outdated. So I will understand if anyone doesn't really want to do it now. But I will tag Aaron from Aaron Read a Book or Aaron Read a Book, Mark from The Book Thing, Mark again from Book Ramble, and Nicole from Noteworthy Fiction. I recommend all of their channels, and yeah, I'd be interested to hear what your answers would be. But as always, no pressure if you don't have time or the inclination to do these. Then I won't be miffed. I will kill you. No, not really. But yes, I recommend all of their channels wholeheartedly, and of course also Kelly from Books I'm Not Reading, who tagged me. So you know, if you're looking for more BookTube recommendations, yeah, get clicking. Anyway, that's about it from me today. I hope you're having a lovely day, and I will see you when I see you.